High school basketball is back on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel. Tonight from William Garrett Memorial Gymnasium in Shelbyville, Indiana, it's the Hoosier Heritage Conference finale as the Delta Eagles take on the Shelbyville Golden Bears. Good evening and hi again, everyone. Brian Beaver along with you again tonight as we hit the final furlong of the boys high school basketball season. A little over a week left before the state tournament. It's time for teams to peak, and Delta has been peaking all year. The Eagles are number one again this week in the 3A Associated Press poll. They have more first place votes and more voting points this week than a week ago. They're 21-0 and 6-0 in conference play. They've already clinched a share of the league championship for the first time in a decade. A win tonight would give the Eagles their first outright conference title in boys basketball since 1998. These kids were gleams in their fathers' and mothers' eyes way back then, but they've got a chance to make some history tonight in this beautiful facility down here in Shelby County. When you look at Shelbyville coming in, the numbers aren't that impressive, but they're a pretty good team at 10-9 overall and 3-3 in league play. They're coming in off of a win last weekend over Whiteland. They've had the whole week off in terms of game competition, so they may have the fresher legs in this one. Delta played at Rushville Tuesday night and eked out a 6-point win over the Lions in a game that might not have been as close as the score indicates, but Rushville gave them a pretty good scare on Tuesday night, but Delta was up to the challenge and won for the 21st straight time this season. This is a matchup that includes two of the top three scorers in the Hoosier Heritage Conference. Delta's Josh Bryan is number 2 in the league at 24.1 per game. And on the other side of the court, Mr. Everything for the Golden Bears, Zach Kuhn, number 3 in the conference in scoring. He's bringing it up at 23.1 per game, and he's the leading rebounder in the league at 9.5. A terrific player, the all-time leading scorer here at Shelbyville. He's going to go off and serve his country and play his college ball at West Point. He's going to be in the Army. So thanks to him and his family. That's a great honor for them and for us, for a young man to go off and serve his country that way. Appreciate that personally, and I know you probably do at home as well. As I mentioned a moment ago, there's a lot on the line in this game tonight for Delta. It's been 4 years since a 3A team went through the regular season undefeated. That was Mishawaka-Marion in 2015. They went 19-0, won their first game in the sectional to go 20-0, got beat in the next one, and fell out at 20-1. So being perfect this late in the year can be a blessing and a curse. You're playing with a big bullseye on your back. You're getting the best punch the other team can throw at you anytime, and you really have to be ready to execute and win a game like this tonight. This is not a trap game because Shelbyville is a good team, but you have to be ready from the opening tip tonight to win this one and go 22-0. The JV game was another exciting one. Delta loses this time. Shelbyville's JV beat them 53-46. Another well-played junior varsity game here tonight in Shelbyville. The teams are still in the locker rooms. You can hear the pep band across the way trying to get the fans ready for this one in this beautiful, historic facility named for the great Bill Garrett, who broke the color barrier in the Big Ten. 1947, Mr. Basketball for the state champion Shelbyville Golden Bears in 1947. So, boy, this is an awesome place to watch a game, to call a game, to play a game. They don't make them much like this anymore around Indiana. This one is special. We're going to take our first break. When we come back, we'll set up the starting lineups and the opening tip of tonight's game. It's Delta and Shelbyville next on Beaver Media and on the Delco Preps channel. You stay right there.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Indiana. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
It's the geometry teacher who mans the ticket window.
It's the kid in grade school who paints her face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountants and salesmen and store managers who give up their Friday evenings to referee.
It's the graduate who listens to the league championship game on the internet.
It's the parent who sells ads in the school athletic program.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
It's the trainers, equipment managers, and ball boys who never miss a practice.
What makes high school sports here in Indiana so special? They do.
You do.
We all do.
High school sports. It's the we that every community needs. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. A crisp October evening. A stadium filled with fans. A pass-through. A journey completed. State of euphoria? No. The state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit. Pure sport. Pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community. A wintry Friday night. A packed gymnasium in a tight-knit community. A shot taken. History made. A state of delirium? No. The state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit. Pure sport. Pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
Welcome back to Shelbyville. We're just about set to get this one underway tonight. Great having you along for the ride on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel. Really appreciate your support of our coverage of high school sports in and around Delaware County. Love what I do, even when you take shots at me. That's for a couple of you out there who know who you are. Outside of that, we're about set to go. Teams are on the floor. Pep band is ready. Comes our Star-Spangled Banner.
For the troops who are defending our nation, please join SHS Seniors Raccoon in reciting our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now we'll all remain standing and face our flag on the north end of the floor. Our pit band will play our national anthem.
Nicely done by the Shelbyville Pep Band. We're all set to go. The teams are at the benches. We'll be having the introductions of the teams and the starting lineups shortly here tonight in Shelbyville. Again, if you're just joining us, the JV game tonight won by Shelbyville. They beat Delta's JV 53-46. In the background, you'll hear Delta being introduced. Here's how they'll line them up tonight for Mark Detweiler's Eagles. Number 3, Zach Garner, a 5'10" junior. Number 5, Josh Bryan, a 6'3" senior. Number 10, Tyler Wilburn, a 6'2" senior. Number 20, Josh Greenberg, a 5'11" junior. And the 5th starter, the big man, number 32, Brady Hunt, 6'5" and a sophomore, going out there tonight on the court for head coach Mark Detweiler in his second season running the program at Delta High School. The Eagles number 1 in the state in 3A at 21-0, the only unbeaten team left in any boys class in Indiana, looking to go 7-0 in the conference if they can win here tonight, but it ain't going to be easy. Ryan Mack in his 6th year as the head coach here at Shelbyville. His team 10-9 overall, 3-3 in league play. Here's how the Golden Bears will line up tonight. Number 1, Josh Williams, a 6' senior. Number 2, Garrett Davis, a 6'2" senior. Number 15, Zach Kuhn, the big man on the stat sheet, 6'4" and a senior. Number 20, DJ Kramer, 6'1" and a senior. And the 5th starter for the Golden Bears, number 24, Luke Asher, a 6' 4" junior. So we're about set to go. Good crowd, but not a great crowd tonight here in Shelbyville. Tomorrow night they'll pack this place as Morristown comes to play. Arch rivalry game tomorrow night here for Shelbyville. Delta will play in the road navy blue uniforms with gold lettering and white trim. Shelbyville in the home whites and a broadcaster's nightmare. Gold lettering, but only border. So white uniforms, white lettering, Vegas gold borders. They look like hollow numbers, if you will. They're going to be tough to read. We'll do the best we can. In the center circle, Luke Asher for Shelbyville. Brady Hunt for Delta. Delta will move it right to left across your imagination. The toss, the tip controlled in the back court by the Golden Bears, and they'll go right to work with Josh Williams. Delta man-to-man defensively on the opening possession. Now here on the wing, here's a drive by Kuhn. Knocked away, nearly stolen away out near the timeline. Shelbyville keeps it. They'll go to the corner now on the wing. Kuhn, three-pointer up, no good. Rebound inside by Shelbyville. Forced up, no good. A third try, nope, it's going to be out of bounds. The scrum leaves it out of bounds, and Daleville will take it. A typical Daleville defensive possession to open the game. 30 seconds roughly, no bucket. Here come the Eagles with their first possession tonight. Matching up on defense is Shelbyville. Hunt has it on the corner of the key, takes it inside, spins, turn around from 10 feet, no. Rebound Williams of Shelbyville, they'll push it quickly. Here's Kuhn driving, stolen away by Garner. Terrific steal. He'll bring it the other way. Bryan for 3 from the wing, splash! Josh Bryan says, have some of that. Right out of the chute. And it's 3-0 Delta. That kid can shoot the lights out. Shelbyville now on their end. Should have been a carry. They got away with it. Kuhn out on top, guarded by Hunt. He'll fire. He'll miss. Rebound comes to Hunt. Here come the Eagles quickly. Long lead pass from Garner to Bryan. Open for 3. Fires no. Rebound Wilburn for Delta. They work it in the corner. Greenberg's 3 on the way. Rattles out no. Good defensive trip for the Golden Bears that time as they bring the rebound to the forecourt. Here's a bad pass knocked away, nearly stolen by Bryan. It'll be out of bounds here on the near sideline and belong to the Golden Bears. 6:28 to go first quarter, 3-0 Eagles here early on. Thanks for riding along in the shotgun seat. This is Josh Williams, the point guard, now on the wing to Davis. Davis works it to the corner. Three-pointer up, good. Give the bucket to DJ Kramer. and it's 3-3. Delta will walk it slowly across the timeline with Garner on the dribble, goes to the wing, bounce pass to the corner to Greenberg. Still man-to-man defensively by Shelbyville. Hunt faked the three, drives it, cut off, looks underneath, feeds underneath to Wilburn, fakes, fires, tough shot, won't go. Good defense that time by Shelbyville. Williams with the board, he'll bring it all the way. Coast to coast, drives, can't get it, knocked away. Turnover, Delta the other way with it. Brian has it, double team. He'll pick up his dribble, needs help, throws it away. Turnover Delta, drive the other way. Williams dribbles it off his leg, out of bounds. Third turnover and a helter-skelter start by Williams, and Delta will have the ball and bring it the full 84 feet. Each team with a bucket, both of them trays, and we're tied at 3, 2.5 minutes into this one. Garner gets to Greenberg. Greenberg out on top to Wilburn. A little bit of a zone look this time, away from the ball by Shelbyville. Garner has it, goes to the corner. Wilburn open, three-pointer up, three-pointer good. Tyler Wilburn hits the tray, and it's a 6-3 Delta lead. Shelbyville back on their end, the right end of the floor as we view it courtside in a beautiful gym named for Bill Garrett. Out on top, it's Davis, guarded very closely by Greenberg, now into the hands of Josh Williams. Works it on the wing far side. Now out on top, Asher rather. Bounce pass cross court, goes to Williams, now near side. Here's a drive to the free throw line, but no shot. Shelbyville will take it down low. Spin, fake, fire off the glass. Beautiful bucket. Luke Asher with the up and under to make it 6-5 Delta. Fourth first quarter. Wilburn has it on the wing, just inside the arc. He'll feed to the elbow. Garner kicks it to the wing. Open three up, open three, good! Josh Greenberg buries his first triple to make it 9-5 Delta. All three buckets trays early on for the Eagles. Back to work go the Golden Bears on their end. Kuhn guarded closely by Hunt. He'll drive, fire, charging foul. That's a turnover as well. Fourth one of the first period by Shelbyville. Give the foul to Kuhn. First in the game on anybody. Midway part of the first quarter now, under the 4-minute mark with a nice feed. High-low. Brian with the dime. Hunt with the baseline, laying off the glass. Brady's got his first two, and the lead goes to 11-5 now for Delta. On the other end of three, up no good. Off the hands of Kramer. Board by Garner of Delta. Greenberg with it on the wing now. Out on top to Hunt. Hunt looks down low, wants to feed the post. He goes inside to Bryan. He'll turn around from 10 feet. Missed it too strong. Rebound Shelbyville. Here come the Bears trailing 11-5. Kuhn cut off out on top. He'll get it right back on the wing. Fakes. One dribble. Fires. It's no good. Wilburn with the rebound for Delta. A lot of one and done so far for Shelbyville. Delta with a 6-point lead, looking for more. Let's see what they'll do. They're setting up their offense very high. 4 players, top of the key or higher. Now they'll take a couple men down low. Here's a low post feed to Bryant. Out to Hunt. Over to Wilburn on the wing. One dribble. Fires from the elbow. Got it. Wilburn with his 5th point. And we've got a timeout on the floor. Ryan Mack says, I've got a headache. Give me a TO. He'll take the first timeout at the break. 2:46 of the first. Delta 13. Shelbyville 5 on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
It's the kid in grade school who paints her face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountants and salesmen who give up their Friday evenings to referee.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
What makes high school sports here in Indiana so special? They do.
You do.
We all do.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to the ball game. Shelbyville with the ball, trailing 13-5 here with 2:35 to go in the first quarter. Golden Bears need a hoop. Here's a pass knocked away. It's loose on the floor. Turnover Shelbyville. They're 5th already. Here comes Delta with the lead, a chance to add to it. Bryan cut off at the top of the key. Good defense that time by Asher. Bryan has it back on the wing. Now to the corner on the dribble. Cross-court pass thrown away. Delta turns it over. Long lead pass ahead on the lay-in, good by Josh Williams, who got out in front of everyone on the break to make it 13-7. Delta out in front. Here's a turnover on the other end. Back-to-back turnovers, uncharacteristically by Delta. Their third turnover, and that makes it a 13-7 ball game with just under 2 minutes to play in the opening period. Shelbyville going back to work. Here's a long three off the back iron, no good by Kuhn. A high rebound comes down near the baseline. I think the Shelbyville player who grabbed it just came down out of bounds. We've got our first sub of the game for Shelbyville. It's Mitch Yend who checks in. He'll take the floor. Delta will bring it across the timeline. Garner on the dribble, checking the defense to see what they want to do here from Art Detweiler. Hunt out on the high post to Bryan, now to Greenberg. Here near wing to Bedwell in the game for Delta. Jab step, drives baseline, works it back out on the wing to Hunt. Hunt still on the dribble, fakes the three, bounce pass underneath, laid in, oh, it came out, no good. It was halfway down by Garner. Offensive glass for Delta. Three on the way, God! Josh Bryan from the near corner. He's got 6 in the game, and it's 16-7 Delta. I can't believe that layup came out by Garner. Now we got a loose ball in the paint on the floor in the Shelbyville end, and a scrum with 2 or 3 guys on top. It's going to go to Delta on the dual possession, the jump ball call. Greenberg is going to come out for Delta. Tyler Wilburn is going to replace him. So Delta has Garner, Wilburn, Bedwell, Bryan, and Hunt with a minute and change to go in the first period. A 16-7 Delta lead. Garner works it far side wing to Bedwell. Now out on top to Wilburn. Near side wing back to Garner, who looks low post, wants to feed Hunt. Still wants to, can't. Good defense by Shelbyville. Here's Hunt. Three-pointer near wing. It's off the mark. Air ball. Rebound loose on the floor. Picked up nicely by Garner for Delta. They keep the possession. Hunt in the corner. Might have traveled. He takes it to the paint. Fires on the run. Acrobatic shot, no good. Rebound loose, and now Hunt has it. Three-pointer Bryan, no good. Got his own. Spins inside against a triple team. We've got a shot, a block, and I believe a foul. It's going to be an offensive foul on Josh Bryan before the shot. He was in heavy traffic. They say he cleared out with his arm. That's a Delta turnover as well. They're fourth, and Shelbyville has it. We'll see if they play for the final shot with the clock under 15 seconds now. Kuhn has it way out near the timeline. Now near the volleyball attack line under 10. Hunt will guard him and force him to go right, overplay him left. He goes left anyway. Clock to 2, clock to 1. Shot from the corner, blocked out of bounds by Hunt, who erases the three-point attempt by Davis at the buzzer. We're through a quarter in Shelbyville. At the first stop, it's Delta 16, Shelbyville 7 on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
Question. When you walk into the boardrooms of the most successful companies here in Indiana, who do you meet? Answer. Men and women who play high school sports. Education-based high school sports give us more than athletes we can root for. They give us leaders we can depend on. Question. So where will we find tomorrow's leaders? Answer. High school sports.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to the ball game. First quarter scoring unofficially for Delta. Josh Bryan, 6 points on a pair of trays. Tyler Wilburn, 5 points on a triple and a deuce bucket. Brady Hunt with 2 points. Down in the paint, Josh Greenberg with 3 on a triple for Delta's 16. Josh Williams with 2 for Shelbyville. Kuhn scoreless in the first quarter. Kramer with 3. The other 2 go to Asher. So Delta with the lockdown defense on the number 3 scorer in the conference, and they hold him to a bagel in the first period. Long way to go, though. He's got it on the far wing, fires and hits. There it is. You're not going to keep Kuhn down for long. give him 3, and it's 16-10 here early, first minute of the second quarter. Nice cut down low, great feed. Beautiful feed from Wilburn to Josh Bryan. He laid it in for his 8th point to make it 18-10 Eagles. Shelbyville back to work. Here's another 3 on the way. This one rattles out by Kuhn. The tip out, back out on top. It goes to the back court. Delta touched it, though. Shelbyville will keep the ball. Here on the near wing. A move inside by Williams. Cut off. He'll fire a turnaround from 10. No good. Another offensive board by Shelbyville and a drive inside and a foul by Delta on a nice move by Williams. We'll wait on the official. It's going to be Tyler Wilburn with the foul by Delta. Second one on the Eagles, and it's a 2-shot trip to the line for Josh Williams, and he nails the first of 2. His 3rd point to make it 18-11. Hunt will check back in for Delta. Bryan will sit down briefly. Second of 2 free throws on the way. Good on both of them by Josh Williams. He has 4 points, and it's 18-12. Eagles out in front. Early second quarter, first minute in. Eagles going back to work. Tyler Wilburn coming off a screen from Wooden. Wes Wooden in the game now for the Eagles. Bedwell with it on the near wing. Cross-court pass to the other wing. Here's Wilburn driving. Stops. Picks up the ball. Forces it up off the glass. No. Battle for the rebound. Bedwell has it in the corner for Delta. He's trapped. He needs help. And we've got a timeout and a 30 taken by Mark Detweiler. We'll take the break with him. 6:39 to go. Second quarter. Delta 18, Shelbyville 12 on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
A 50-50 ball. An elbow to the ribs. A sudden flash of tempers. In sports, anything can happen in the heat of the moment. The Indiana High School Athletic Association reminds you that when cooler heads prevail, everybody wins. When the game heats up, will you keep your cool? This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
We're back in Shelbyville, coming out of the Delta timeout to save a possession on a trap in the corner. 18-12 contest, Delta out in front. They'll inbound the ball on the sideline across the way in the forecourt. Comes into Garner. Man-to-man defensively this trip by the Golden Bears. Garner has it out on top between the rings. Works to Wilburn. Wilburn fakes the 3, does it twice. Now he'll dribble it, takes it back out near the center circle to Josh Greenberg. Greenberg brings it left side, spins out of it back toward the top of the key. Wilburn with it now, spins in the paint, fires, won't go, but we've got a foul, and it's going to be a Shelbyville foul on a move inside by Wilburn. Luke Asher picks up the foul for Shelbyville, the second on the Golden Bears, and going to the line for Delta is Tyler Wilburn. First free throw good. 6th point of the game for him to make it 19-12. Delta looking for its biggest lead of the night if he can make the second one, and he does. Wilburn with his 7th point, got both freebies, and it's a 20-12 Delta lead here with 6 minutes and change to go in the second period. Kuhn has it for the Golden Bears. They'll work it back out on top to Asher. Delta man-to-man on this trip. In the corner now, on the baseline. Shot on the way, no good. Rebound fought for, loose. Comes out long, Delta's got it on the run. Nice board by Greenberg. Wilburn on top. Bryan for 3 from the wing, no good, across the way. Rebound comes down to Luke Asher of Shelbyville. Good defensive possession for the Golden Bears. Long 3 way out on top. And a foul as Kuhn jacked it up from the volleyball line. That's about 27 feet out there. And he missed the shot but got fouled, and he's going to shoot 3. Wow. Cardinal sin by the Delta defender. We'll get the signal at some point. Here it comes. It's going to be on Josh Bryan. His second. At the stripe for 3 free throws. Kuhn with the first of the 3 to make it 4 points for him, and 20-13. What's going on here now? We've got a conversation going on between the officials. The scoreboard still says 20-12. It should be 20-13. He made the free throw. Let's see what they do here. Wow. Both coaches are up chirping in the ear of the official. They both want an explanation. Mark Detweiler's giving it to the official score. One of the officials is there at the sideline here on the near side talking it over. I don't know what they're going to do with the free throw here. The official says 2 more. Next one good. Brady Hunt collected the foul instead of Josh Bryan, but all 3 free throws are good. Wow, what a mess that was. Kuhn drained all 3. He's got 6 in the game. 20-14 is what the scoreboard clock says. 5:20 to go before halftime. Here's Hunt. Misses a little 8-foot jump hook. Rebound loose on the floor, still loose. 2 Delta players, now 4 guys on the floor, and a timeout called by Wilburn, and that might have been a little quick. That ball was still kind of loose, and they called the timeout. Heads up play by Wilburn. The fans hate the call. They, I think, have a beef on that one. Delta calls the timeout. It's a full. We'll take the break with them. You hear the boos. 5:11 before halftime. Delta 20. Shelbyville 15 on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
Everybody loves a good sports movie.
I've seen Rudy 10 times.
I love Hoosiers.
If there were a sports movie about steroids, it might be called The Myth, the Truth, and the Consequences. The myth is that steroids are good for your game. The truth is they're bad for you and the sport you play. And the long-term consequences on your health are downright ugly.
That's one movie I think I'll skip.
High school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
Brian Beaver back with you from Shelbyville. Well, they've gotten the scoreboard issue figured out. The score now is correct. It wasn't a minute ago. It's 20-15, and that's accurate. Delta out in front by 5 as we approach the 5-minute mark of the second period. Shelbyville has never led. We've been tied one time at 3. It's been mostly Delta in this one. Here's the drive all the way to the glass. Wilburn fakes, fires, should have taken it straight up. He let the defense collapse, no good. Fast break the other way, off the glass, no good. Laid in on the follow. Give the bucket to Asher off the miss by Williams, and it's 20-17. It's a 1-possession game. Again, all of a sudden with 4:35 to go in the second period. Garner takes it inside, now back out on top to Hunt. He has it knocked away. It's going to be a foul on Shelbyville. Should be a common foul. Luke Asher is the offender for Shelbyville. That's his second personal. Connor Bedwell checks back in. So does Mitch Yen for Shelbyville. Common foul. It's out of bounds. Each team with 3 team fouls. Here's Bryan. Hands it off on the wing to Hunt, who will drive it inside, spins twice, 3 times, fires, rolls around the rim. Good! That one tried to crawl out, but Hunt had just enough English for his second bucket, his 4th point, and a 22-17 lead. Here's a 3 on the other end, buried by Kuhn. 9 points for him, and it's 22-20. Delta lead is down to a pair. It was as much as 8 earlier. High post feed to Wilburn. Feeds down low now to Hunt. Double team. Back out to Wilburn. Wide open for 3 on the wing far side. Greenberg makes them pay, pay, pay. Greenberg with his second triple. 6 point for him. 25-20 on the other end. Another 3. Up and good. Ice water by Zach Kuhn. 12 in the game for him, and it's 25-23. I'll see you and I'll raise you. Beautiful drive by Greenberg, all by himself for the lay-in. Defense fell asleep for Shelbyville. Greenberg has 8 points. Another 3 this time. That was too soon by Kuhn. Delta with the rebound. He was feeling it, but you can't get carried away. Delta with the ball. Bedwell for three from the wing. Off the front iron, no good. Delta with the rebound. Hunt with the stick back. Brady Hunt with 6 points, 29-23. The pace quickening here as we go under 3 minutes before halftime. Shelbyville looking for a hoop. They can cut it within 3 here. Kuhn tries the 3. He nails it again. Zach Kuhn putting on a show in the second quarter. 15 for him to make it 29-26. Here are the Eagles on their end. Low post feed. Great catch and finish on the double team inside. Wilburn took his time, kept his poise. He's got 9 in the game, and it's 31-26. Delta on the other end. A jump ball on a beautiful defensive play by Connor Bedwell. Josh Williams, the guard from Shelbyville, went up to shoot it. Bedwell blocked it. They called a jump ball, and the arrow points to Delta. Here come the Eagles with a 5-point lead and 2:20 to go before halftime. Garner across the center circle, now in the forecourt. High screen for him. Bryant on top. He'll take the feed, fire the 3. Can't get it too strong. Rebound Delta in the corner. Brady Hunt, who throws it away right into his bench. Turnover number 5 for Delta. Both teams with 5 yaks. And with 2:05 to go before intermission, the Golden Bears have the ball in the forecourt with Kuhn on the dribble, and he gives it off to Williams out on top, guarded by Bedwell. Man-to-man this time for Delta on defense. Eagles are only giving up 44 points a game. They're on pace to do that again here tonight. Here's a drive in the paint. Pump fake, fire, good. Kuhn with his 17th point to make it 31-28. Delta out in front on the other end. Hunt in traffic down low. He fakes and fires. He got his man off the floor. Hunt has his 8th point, 33-28. Kuhn corks another 3 from the wing near side. The rebound comes to Delta. Hunt out on the break. 6'5" guy handling it like a guard. He'll give off to Bryant on the wing. Behind the back dribble to get free, and we've got a holding foul out on the floor before the shot by Bryant. Garrett Davis will be the offender for Shelbyville. That's personal number 1 for him, 4th on the team. Inbounds play on the common foul on the baseline. Nice shot inside, but Wilburn missed the bunny. He was wide open on the inbounds play, but he couldn't finish. That's a rare mistake by Wilburn. 1:07 to go before halftime. Golden Bears with the ball, looking to cut into that Delta 5-point lead. They've got it on the far wing. They work it to the corner. Now swing it on the wing to Kuhn. On the near side now to Williams. 3 from the wing far side. No good that time by Kramer. Delta's got the board and the ball. We'll see if they play for 1 shot or go 2 for 1 NBA style with 40 seconds to go before halftime. Garner on the dribble just across midcourt in the center circle. Starts it right side to Bryan with 35 to go. Bryan drives the paint. Fires on the run. It's up off the glass. No good, but Bryan is fouled in the act of shooting by the Shelbyville defender. It's going to be on Garrett Davis. 2 on him. Team's 5th. It's an active shooting foul, and Josh Bryan, who shoots 83% from the line, will have a pair of charity tosses. He has 8 points in the game. Lefty fires. He hits. JB has his 9th point of the game. Mitch Yen checks back in during the dead ball between free throws for Shelbyville. Out comes Davis with 2 fouls. Another one coming for Bryan. It's up, swish. Kid is like glass. He is so smooth. 35-28. Delta leading by 7 again. Clock under 25 seconds to go. One-on-one matchup here near the timeline. It's going to be Kuhn and Bryan, 2 of the best players in the league. Kuhn will drive it on him. Might have gotten away with a walk. His shot goes in, and it's going to count. He had it on his hip for a moment, and it looked like he traveled, but they're going to give him the bucket. Nice move. Josh Bryan with the foul. Count the bucket by Kuhn. He's got a 19-point half to his credit. That makes it 35-30. He'll have a chance at the old-fashioned 3-point play. He missed the free throw short. Kiss of death by the broadcaster. Rebound by Delta. Less than 10 seconds to go. Garner has it on the wing. Out on top to Brian. Long three, no good. Rebound tip up and good! Great follow by Brady Hunt. He caught the rebound midair with one hand, sent it back off the glass, and he got it to go at the buzzer. Fantastic finish to a fantastic first half. Hunt has 10 at intermission off the terrific make. And at the end of the first half, here's what we've got for you. Delta 37, Shelbyville 30. Back with a halftime show after this timeout on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel. Stay right there.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in Indiana are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
It's the kid in grade school who paints her face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountants and salesmen who give up their Friday evenings to referee.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
What makes high school sports here in Indiana so special? They do.
You do.
We all do.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Indiana. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Everybody loves a good sports movie.
I've seen Rudy 10 times.
I love Hoosiers.
If there were a sports movie about steroids, it might be called The Myth, the Truth, and the Consequences. The myth is that steroids are good for your game. The truth is they're bad for you and the sport you play. And the long-term consequences on your health are downright ugly.
That's one movie I think I'll skip.
High school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
The clutch shot, the timely hit, the perfect pitch, the heroic catch, the brilliant save, the photo finish. The Indiana High School Athletic Association would like to remind you that the biggest plays in sports matter little if you don't practice sportsmanship. Character counts. Practice sportsmanship. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
That will be, I believe, here at Shelbyville. That'll be on Tuesday.
Welcome back to Shelbyville High School. We're at halftime. Delta out in front. Very, very fast-paced second quarter, and I'll tell you more about that in just a moment. But at halftime, Delta 37, Shelbyville 30. Unofficial first half scoring. First for Delta, 10 points each for Josh Bryan and Brady Hunt. Tyler Wilburn with 9, Josh Greenberg with 8. Garner didn't score, neither did Connor Bedwell. So the Eagles are spread around the offense in the first half to lead by 7. Shelbyville has been largely a one-man show, and Zach Kuhn has been everything as advertised, scoring in the first half unofficially for the Golden Bears, 19 points at intermission for Zach Kuhn. Down the rest of the score sheet, not much. Luke Asher with 4, Josh Williams with 4, DJ Kramer with 3. Garrett Davis started, didn't score. Mitch Yen came off the bench for the Golden Bears and did not score. So there you have it, a great first half performance, and most of it in the second quarter by Zach Kuhn, who took 19 to the locker room at intermission. But Delta playing pretty well. They outscored Shelbyville in the first period 16-7. Shelbyville outscored Delta in period number 2, 23-21, and it's 37-30 at the intermission. So not much more you can say about the offense. Delta's been balanced, and Shelbyville has been the Zach Kuhn show, and that's about what it's been so far. Long way to go. We got 16 more minutes minimum of basketball. Settle in. This should be great. We're going to take another break. We'll come back. We'll check out the foul situation and set up the second half for you on Beaver Media and on the Delco Preps channel. Stay right there.
Question. When you walk into the boardrooms of the most successful companies here in Indiana, who do you meet? Answer. Men and women who play high school sports. Education-based high school sports give us more than athletes we can root for. They give us leaders we can depend on. Question. So where will we find tomorrow's leaders? Answer. High school sports.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Indiana high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Indiana. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Everybody loves a good sports movie.
I've seen Rudy 10 times.
I love Hoosiers.
If there were a sports movie about steroids, it might be called The Myth, the Truth, and the Consequences. The myth is that steroids are good for your game. The truth is they're bad for you and the sport you play. And the long-term consequences on your health are downright ugly.
That's one movie I think I'll skip.
High school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
Welcome back to the halftime show. It's Delta 37, Shelbyville 30 at the break. Still anybody's ball game. Delta is 16 minutes away, potentially, from an all-by-themselves outright conference championship, and it's going to be a fist fight in the second half. Unofficial turnovers in the first half, 5 by each team. They settled down. Most of them were in the first quarter. Both teams settled in nicely in the second quarter once they got a feel for what the other guy was trying to do. You look at the foul situation, really not anybody in serious trouble. Josh Bryan with 2 for Delta. And you look down at the sheet for Shelbyville, Garrett Davis picked up his second right there before halftime, and Luke Asher also has 2. But no one in the game with 3, and a lot of guys don't have any fouls yet in this contest. Teams are back on the floor warming up. We'll take one last break, back with the start of the second half after this timeout on Beaver Media and on the Delco Preps channel. Stay right there.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in Indiana are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. A wintry Friday night. A packed gymnasium in a tight-knit community. A shot taken. History made. A state of delirium? No. A state of Indiana. High school sports, pure spirit, pure sport, pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community. A 50-50 ball. An elbow to the ribs. A sudden flash of tempers. In sports, anything can happen in the heat of the moment. The Indiana High School Athletic Association reminds you that when cooler heads prevail, everybody wins. When the game heats up, will you keep your cool? This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
We're back underway here in the second half. Shelbyville uncorks it right out of the chute. Kuhn couldn't get the shot. It was an air ball. The rebound came down to Shelbyville, but I believe the Golden Bear player stepped on the line. He did. He's out of bounds. And Delta has it right back. 12 seconds into the third period, leading 37-30. Man-to-man defensively for Shelbyville. Brady Hunt with it out on top, gives off to Wilburn. Wilburn looks inside, gives off to Bryan instead. Now here on the near side wing to Garner. Back out on top to Hunt. He'll dribble, he'll drive inside, picks it up, he walked. Took an extra step, good call. Turnover by Delta, their sixth of the game. So each team with a miscue to start things here in the second half. And Shelbyville will move it right to left here in the second half, and they've got it in the hands of their star, Zach Kuhn. He gives off to Asher. Couple dribbles, now back to Kuhn on the near wing, guarded closely man-to-man by Brady Hunt. Now way out near the timeline, and now on the wing to Williams. Kuhn has it. Uncorks the three out on top. It's too strong off the back iron, high in the air. Rebound by Hunt of Delta. He gives off to Bryan, and a minute into the second half, no one has touched the scoreboard, and Delta works it on offense with Hunt on top and now Wilburn on the wing. Cut inside by Bryan. He couldn't get a pass. Three-pointer out on top by Hunt was no good. Bryan with another rebound for Delta. Skip pass. Three-pointer on the way. Good! Zach Garner! Wow! He buried the triple. They dare him to shoot, and he said, take some of that. A rare field goal for the guard who's known for his defense, and the biggest lead of the game for Delta at 40-30. Shelbyville trying to get it back on the other end. Here's a drive inside, but the shot won't fall for DJ Kramer. Delta with the board. Wilburn will dribble it all the way across the timeline to the forecourt, gives off to Greenberg on the far wing. Greenberg will dribble back toward this side of the court, now between the rings, and give it off to Hunt, 35 feet from the basket. Wilburn with it now. Backdoor lob was supposed to be called. Hunt didn't go to the basket, so no jam, just a Delta turnover. On the other end, Shelbyville. Williams fakes, drives baseline. Pretty scoop layup, but it won't fall. Rebound Delta. Hunt with another board. He'll bring it all the way to the forecourt on his own. 6'5" guy who handles it like a 5'10" point guard. That's a dangerous combination. Delta looking to get some gap here. Feed low post. Hunt turns, fires, hits. Brady's hot. 12 in the game for him. It's a 42-30 Delta advantage, the biggest of the night. Shelbyville needs a hoop. Here comes Williams driving the paint. Firing. Good. It'll count. Beautiful move by Josh Williams for the bucket. And count the hoop. Zach Garner with the foul for Delta, his first. Williams with the bucket for his sixth point to make it 42-32, and a chance at a three-point play. Free throw, rattles around and goes in. Williams finishes it off for his seventh point. He's got 3 out of 3 from the stripe. Quickly the other way, Hunt lays it in. Drove all the way through traffic. He's got 14 points. Wow. 44-33. On the other end, a miss by Shelbyville. A long lead pass for Delta. They'll go to work with the big lead here. JB gives it to JG. Greenberg for 3. It won't go. Long rebound comes down to Hunt. He's fouled in the scrum for the ball. It's going to be a common foul on Zach Kuhn of Shelbyville. I've got him for 2, and they've got him for 2 on the board. Teams each with a foul. We've got a timeout on the floor and a shorty, a 30 taken by Shelbyville. We'll take the break with them. 4:50 to go, third quarter. It's Delta 44, Shelbyville 33 on the Delco Preps channel.
It's the kid in grade school who paints her face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountants and salesmen who give up their Friday evenings to referee.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
What makes high school sports here in Indiana so special? They do.
You do.
We all do.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
We're back in Shelbyville, coming out of the timeout. Delta with the baseline inbounds play forecourt. It comes into the corner and a three-pointer buried by Josh Bryan. He has 13 points in the game. Delta has blown the lid off at 46-33. Three-pointer at the other end, up and good from the far corner by Zach Kuhn, who's having a great game. 22 points for him on the night. And it's back to 10 at 46-36 Delta. Garner with it on top in the forecourt. Now back out between the rings to Bryan. Man-to-man defensively by the Golden Bears. Wilburn starts to drive, now peels it out near the timeline. Gets off to Garner in the corner about 40 feet from the hole. He'll drive it, and he's bumped and fouled at around the top of the key. It's a common foul on Shelbyville. It'll be an inbounds play for Delta. Give the foul to Garrett Davis. Got 3 on him. He's going to come out. Going into the game for Shelbyville is TJ Sherwood. So Delta will throw it into the backcourt. It comes into Garner. He'll come across the timeline. Still dribbling top of the key, out of the wing. Hands off to Bedwell. Bedwell wanted to feed the post, couldn't do it. Gets a screen, feed to Bedwell down low. One dribble, back out to the wing. Wilburn drives, pulls up, 12-footer, rattles out, no. Rebound Shelbyville on a nice piece of work on the glass by Josh Williams. He throws it away, going the other way. Turnover Shelbyville. Here comes Delta in a hurry. Wilburn with it on the wing. Gives off to Bedwell. Bedwell looking for a screen. Now he'll drive to the free throw line. Kicks it outside the arc. Now a three up and good by Josh Bryan. He's sizzling here in the third quarter. 16 points for him to make it 49-36. 13-point advantage for the number 1 Eagles. Can they go to 22-0? We're about to find out. Here's a three and an air ball off the hands of Kramer. The loose ball knocked out of bounds. 2 bodies on the floor. Wilburn and Asher went to the pine. The ball is out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Shelbyville, and they'll inbound it just to this side of the key on the left end of the floor. Doing the honors is Sherwood to throw it in. Now a whistle late and a substitution for Delta. It's Sam Cox coming into the game. Garner getting a breather. Man-to-man defensively on the inbound play by Delta. It comes way out near the arc. Three-pointer on the way from Kuhn. He left this one short. His arm's probably tired. Rebound, Delta. Long lead pass to Wilburn. Wilburn feeds to the baseline. Threw it away. Tried to get too pretty with it. Here comes Shelbyville off the steal. We got a little action in the backcourt, and now a whistle on the other end. 2 guys mixed it up in the backcourt as the play went down the floor to the other end. And that's what you heard the fans react to. Connor Bedwell picks up the foul in the forecourt. It was the scrum in the backcourt that had everybody's attention. And the fans here didn't like it at all, and I can't blame them. Substitution being made by Ryan Mack, the Shelbyville head coach. He's going to send Garrett Davis back in the game to play with 3 fouls. Delta's going to counter by sending Josh Greenberg back in. So Delta has Bedwell, Greenberg, Cox, Hunt, and Bryan on the floor right now. Baseline inbounds again from the same spot, just outside the key near side. Comes in the corner to Asher, who throws it away along the baseline. He's trying to hit a teammate in the corner, left the pass too far out, and that's the second half turnover by Shelbyville. They're 7th in the game unofficially. 2:40 to go, third quarter, 49-36, Delta lead, Delta ball. Bedwell on the dribble, now he picks it up, feeds corner of the key to Bryan. Bryan looks for help. Cross-court pass to Bedwell, way out beyond the arc, near the volleyball attack line. Cox, top of the key. High-low feed down low, trying to hit Hunt, threw it away. Bad pass by Delta. And now they get it back on a steal. Delta going to work. Bryan, baseline jumper. Rolls around, spins out. Follow good! The rebound and the stick back by Brady Hunt. He has 16, and it's 51-36. Delta by 15. Here's another steal by Delta on the other end. Fast break, 3-on-2. They throw it away. It's been a turnover festival. The last minute of the game, a whistle and a foul in the backcourt against Delta. Wow. Sam Cox picks up the foul. We've had about 5 turnovers in about 50 seconds. Frenzied action. We're under the 2-minute mark of period number 3 in a 15-point game with Delta leading 51-36. Kuhn has it. He drives the paint, tries to pass down low. They're going to call a foul. Common foul on Hunt. Mark Detweiler's up saying, "What are you talking about?" They call him with a little hand check on the hip. Second foul against Hunt, who will come out of the game for now. 4th team foul on Delta. And it's another baseline forecourt inbound play for the Golden Bears. Kuhn fakes, fires, forces up a 13-footer. No good. Smallest man on the floor for Delta gets the board in Sam Cox. Bryan with it now. Bryan feeds off to Greenberg. Says, come get the high screen. Greenberg drives, fires, blocked inside, rejected. Terrific play by Asher. Fast break the other way. Asher will get the feed and lay it in. Nice feed from Davis. Asher with the bucket coming off the block. He's got 6 points. Will that ignite Shelbyville? It's 51-38 Delta. We're about to find out. Zach Garner back in the game at point. Bryan baseline drive, fires, got it off the glass. He stuck it to, and that was a great matchup of 2 fine players, and Bryan just made him pay. Shelbyville misses at the other end. Loose ball on the floor, a whistle and a foul.
On the Bears, number 24, Luke Asher.
Luke Asher has his 3rd foul for Shelbyville. Common foul, 3rd against the team. Asher has 3 personals. Clock down to 40 seconds to go, 3rd quarter. Delta working the offense here with Connor Bedwell holding the ball. Now feeds the wing. Now the corner to Bryan. Back out on top to Cox near the mid-court stripe, guarded closely, 1 against 1. Josh Williams, number 1. Cox, number 1. Working on one another. Clock down to 20. Here's a nice feed inside. Bedwell drives but can't finish the lay-in. Rebound comes down to Shelbyville, and a little bump foul in the backcourt against Delta. Looks like it's going to be Greenberg, and it is. Josh Greenberg with his 1st foul to stop the clock at 17.1 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Here come the Golden Bears in the forecourt. Williams on the dribble. He'll set up high, 40 feet away. Clock at 10. Now he'll drive it to the right. Picks up his dribble. Tries to feed. Throws it away. Stolen away by Delta. They throw it away right back to Shelbyville. And we've got a whistle and a foul. Things are getting a little chippy out here between the teams. Not a good development. Greenberg with his 2nd foul. Delta. They got to be careful with that. Greenberg and Cox come out for Delta. Wilburn and Hunt go back in. 2.6 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. It comes into Asher. He'll fire a 3 at the buzzer. No good, air ball, and that'll do it for the 3rd quarter. Another high-energy period and a lot of scoring. We're 8 minutes away from deciding this one. At the break, Delta 53, Shelbyville 38 on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in Indiana are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to the ball game. We head for the fourth quarter. Delta is in the driver's seat. How long can they stay there? They're 8 minutes away from making history in this one. Delta 53, Shelbyville 38. We talked about Zach Kuhn, who went scoreless in the first, 19 in the second quarter, 3 in the third quarter. Here we go in the fourth. Delta will start it with the ball on the right end of this great-looking floor. Brian works it way back out to the center circle and Zach Garner. One dribble, picked it up. Now they'll work it to the corner. Brian double team, skip past far side. Wilburn drives, thinks about a long two, feeds Bedwell. Now Brian all by himself in the corner. Missed the three. Wilburn with the offensive rebound and a foul by Shelbyville in the fight under the basket. Good possession for the Eagles. Give the foul to number 24, Luke Asher. Got him for 4. So does the board. 4th on the team. Inbound play. Bedwell to inbound. Bounce pass comes in underneath the Hunt. He'll turn, fire, rolls it in. The English for Hunt. 18th point of the night for Brady Hunt. 55-38, biggest lead of the night at 17. Here's a steal by Garner. He's going to go all the way. Lays it up. Blocked away on a great hustle play by Josh Williams of Shelbyville. Mark Detweiler wants goaltending. He's not going to get it. And in fact, the ball went out of bounds off a Delta player. That was a great play by Josh Williams, the Shelbyville guard, who wasn't going to give an inch on that steal and supposed easy layup by Garner. Terrific block. On the other end, the Golden Bears have it in Kuhn's hands. Three-pointer, top of the key, over Hunt, good. Another beautiful shot for the 25th point tonight by Kuhn. It's 55-41. Delta still out in front comfortably at 14. This has been a higher scoring game than a lot of people thought. Delta with 6.5 minutes to finish off here, looking to polish off a perfect league season. Bedwell double teamed on the wing, needs help. Gets it off just in time to Wilburn. He has it stolen away as he drives to the basket. Another Delta turnover on the other end. Here's a baseline feed. A shot up off the glass, no. As Asher tried to get the bucket and harm, he could only get the harm from Hunt. Give the foul to Brady Hunt. I've got him for 3. Same on the official scoreboard here. So Hunt with his third. 2-shot trip to the line for Luke Asher. His first free throws of the night. He missed the first one short. He'll get another. 6:18 to go in the game. 55-41. Delta leading. Shelbyville in catch-up mode. Next free throw is good. 7 points for Asher on a 1-out-of-2 trip. And now full court pressure coming by Shelbyville, and timeout called by Delta, and it's going to be a full. We'll take the break with them. 6:18 to go in the game. Delta 55, Shelbyville 42 on the Delco Preps channel.
A 50-50 ball. An elbow to the ribs. A sudden flash of tempers. In sports, anything can happen in the heat of the moment. The Indiana High School Athletic Association reminds you that when cooler heads prevail, everybody wins. When the game heats up, will you keep your cool? This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
We're back in Shelbyville coming out of the Delta timeout. 6:18 left in the game. Delta out in front comfortably right now at 55-42, but this is going to be a helter-skelter finish. Shelbyville is going to go to backcourt trapping pressure probably for the rest of the game, and I don't blame them. They're in the bonus with Delta sitting on 17 fouls. Shelbyville has 2 to give. Here's a steal in the backcourt. And a lay-in by Williams, who picked the pocket of Garner. Great defense. Now here's a long pass. It's going to go out of bounds at the other end. 2 Delta turnovers in the span of about 5 seconds. They got to fix that. I told you Shelbyville was going to use this to their advantage. They're down to 11 now. They're going to try to play the foul and the pressure game and see if they can make this a contest. Kuhn for 3, no good. We've got a whistle along the baseline. The shot was from the top of the key, and it's an offensive foul on Josh Williams of Shelbyville. His first foul. That's a turnover as well. 12th giveaway by Shelbyville. Delta has coughed it up 14 times, including twice there in back-to-back moments. Josh Bryan has it across the timeline. They've got it settled down now. Hunt way outside on the arc. Now well off the arc at the volleyball line. Couple dribbles, gives to Bedwell. Needs help. Officials did not call double dribble. They could have. They did not. Fans here at Shelbyville didn't like it. Hunt goes to the paint. He fakes, and he has a player land on him. Kuhn landed on his back on the pump fake. It's going to be a foul on Zach Kuhn. I've got him for 3 now. Well, wait, yep, it's on the board. His third. The 6th on the team. So Shelbyville's out of fouls to give. Here's the inbounds play to a wide open Wilburn on the baseline. He lays in the bunny good. Defensive lapse that time by Shelbyville. 11 points for Wilburn. 57-44. Delta leading again by 13. 5:15 to go in the game. Shelbyville needs a run in the worst way. They need those stop scores sandwiches. Kuhn for 3 out on top. Too strong. Long rebound. Comes out to Hunt near the top of the key. Good defensive trip for Delta. Here come the Eagles. Senior, heady senior. Josh Bryan slowly bringing it across the timeline. Burning clock all the way. Guarded closely. 1-on-1 by Kuhn, and they call a 5 count on Delta. Bryan didn't move the ball enough for the officials. Good defense by Kuhn. He's more than a shooter. And the turnover by Delta, their 15th, very uncharacteristically high tonight. This game's not over yet. It's 57-44, but there's 4:48 to go. Shelbyville needs to get it going. They've got time, though. Wilson on the wing. Now here near side to Asher. Far side to Davis. Back to Wilson out on top. He'll hand back to Kuhn, guarded by Hunt. Kuhn gives off to Asher. Now a little weave action near side. 18-footer up. Rattles out, no good. Delta with the board off the miss from DJ Kramer. And here come the Eagles, holding the ball on a 13-point lead. Garner drives it all the way to the basket. Great pass to the cutter, Josh Bryan for the lay-in. 20 points for Bryan. 59-44 is the Delta lead. Kuhn back to work. He'll drive the key. He's grabbed on his way to the basket. He'll go to the free throw line. Give the foul to Tyler Wilburn of Delta. His second personal, the 8th on the team, so they inch closer to the double bonus, and this should be a 2-shot trip for Kuhn, and he rattles out the first one. Even the great players are not perfect. Kuhn hit his first 3 free throws of the game. He's missed his last 2. He makes this one. Kuhn with a 26-point night, 1 out of 2 on that trip, and it's 59-45. Delta out in front. Going to work in the forecourt is Bryan. He feeds baseline. Hot, easy lay-in. Delta made that look real easy on the dime by Bryan, and the finish by Hunt, who has a 20-point game tonight. It's 61-45. Might be the best all-around game Hunt has played all season. Guarding Kuhn on the other end, forces him into a missed 18-footer. Brady Hunt also with the board. He's got to have a double-double tonight in this one. 3:25 left in regulation. 61-45, Delta leading. Bryan picks up his dribble at the volleyball line, gives off to Garner. Now Delta going to a little weave out on top. Garner gets it back from Bedwell, gets a screen from Bedwell. Works it near corner. Wilburn drives, fakes, fires. He's fouled. Shot wouldn't go. Wilburn goes to the floor on another Shelbyville foul.
Now the Bears number 15.
Zach Kuhn, 4th on him. He's in danger territory now. and the Golden Bears can ill afford to lose their best player. Stops the clock with 3:07, and Wilburn at the line, and he rattles in the first of two. Give him one more, and 12 points for him to make it 62-45. Delta's just sound as it gets at running their stuff. They're just really good at executing. Wilburn got both free throws. He's got 13 in the game. It's a 63-45 lead. I think that's the biggest of the game by Delta at 18. Golden Bears going to work. They'll jack a three from the far corner. It won't go, but they got the offensive glass. Kuhn has it. He'll drive it inside. Kicks it back out to the arc. Now Kuhn gets it back. He'll drive inside. Teardrop from 12. It's good. Pretty shot by Zach Kuhn. He's got 28 points in the game, but it's 63-47, and it's down to 2:35 to go. Might be too late for Shelbyville. Great feed on the baseline. Hunt gets it back in the paint. He'll fire and miss, but he's fouled. Hunt will go to the strike. Luke Asher has just fouled out of the game for Shelbyville. They'll have 60 seconds to replace him. He'll finish the night with 7 points. Brady Hunt will be at the free throw line for Delta for the first time in the game. Ryan Mack looking at his bench. Finally, he has a guy up to check in at the scores table. It's going to be Mitch Yend going into the game after Asher fouled out. Hunt at the strike. First one on the way. Good. He'll have another. 21st point of the game by Hunt. I think this is his best game all year. I really do. Second one, no good. It squirted out. 1 out of 2 at the line that time for Hunt. And here comes Shelbyville needing a bunch in a hurry, trailing 63-47 with under 2:20 to go. Here's a long three by Wilson, or make it Williams. He missed it. Delta's got the board. Greenberg has the ball. He'll bring it across midcourt into the forecourt. Now working it between the rings, dribbling time off the clock. He'll spin back out all the way to the volleyball line and out of the timeline. Good job by Greenberg. He's fouled after faking the defender. 20 on 20 there, a 20 sandwich, and a foul on Shelbyville. DJ Kramer, only the first foul on him tonight, the 9th team foul against Shelbyville. So 1 in the bonus for Josh Greenberg.
Substitution for Delta, number 4,
Wesley Wooden checks back in for Delta. Wilburn is out, and the free throw by Greenberg is good. Josh with his 9th point. He earns the second half of the 1 in bonus at 65-47, and he hit them both. Wow. Good job by Greenberg. Here's a long one the other way. No good. Long rebound comes down to Shelbyville, and a nice drive and finish by Garrett Davis. Wow. 65-49. Delta has it. Minute and a half to burn. Here's a double team foul given by Shelbyville to stop the clock with 1:35 to go as Bryan collects the foul. It's going to be assessed to Josh Williams, who has 2 in the game. Double bonus time, and that's poison when you got an 83% shooter at the line in Josh Bryan. First one up, first one good. He'll shoot it again. 21 points on the night for Josh Bryan. JB having a great night. Looking for number 67 for his team, and he's got it. 67-49. This is all over except for the final score. Delta's going to win the league championship in 2018-19. Pretty baseline drive by Williams, but it squirted out. Now the ball knocked away, and a foul given by Delta. Delta has wholesale changes up at the scorers table. They're going to bring 5 guys into the game. And listen to the hand they're about to get. The Delta fans know this one is history. We have a bunch of new guys checking in the game. Let's see Spencer St. John out there. We'll get him caught up for you here in a minute. Free throw is up and no good that time, and a whistle in the backcourt. What you don't need in mop-up time is a foul by anybody.
Number 2, Garrett Davis.
Garrett Davis picked up the foul.
Case at the line.
Dalen Case, number 13, shooting the free throw for Delta. He missed it. He'll have another in the double bonus. Case is out there. St. John is out there. Next one on the way, good. Dalen is on the scoreboard. He's got a point. 1 out of 2 at the line, 69-49. Here's the shot at the other end on a drive inside by Williams, who gets fouled with 1:18 to go in the game. He'll go to the line.
Delta's number 33, Nate Sutherland.
Nate Sutherland with the foul.
Josh Williams at the line.
2 free throws coming for Josh Williams, looking for his 10th point of the game. A perfect 3 out of 3 at the line tonight, now 4 out of 4. He's played pretty well. He's got 10 points in the game, 69-50, the Delta lead. Second free throw by him, no good, but an offensive rebound keeps it for Shelbyville. Shot off the glass, no good. In garbage time here, we're in the final 15 seconds and minute to go. Another rebound off a miss by Shelbyville. The Golden Bears will get fouled with 1:07 left.
Foul on Delta's number 33, Nate Sutherland.
Nate Sutherland, who's been in the game about 20 seconds and has 2 fouls and a free throw. At the line again is Williams, who hits again for Shelbyville. He's got 11 points in the game, 69-51. Missed the second one. Rebound Shelbyville. They'll force it back up. Kuhn can't get it. Tips his own. Tries it a third time and can't get it. Rebound Delta. It's loose on the floor. Kuhn stole it. Stuck it back in off the glass. And he'll get the bucket and a trip to the stripe. He's not done playing yet.
Fouls on Delta's number 13, Dalen Case. Looking good.
30th point of the night by Kuhn. Dalen Case picks up the foul. The free throw is no good by Kuhn. Now a ball stolen away in the backcourt by Shelbyville. And they'll have it off another Delta turnover. Davis, the trigger man, he lobs in toward the basket. Ball knocked away, and Delta has it on a steal. Spencer St. John will bring it across the timeline. Final 45 seconds of this one. Delta's leading by 16. They're going to go home with their 22nd win of the year and a conference title under their belt in 2018-19. St. John has it. He works it away. Out here on top, I think that's Grady Foreman with the ball, and he gets fouled. Or did he? It's knocked out of bounds. It looked like he got fouled. They're going to say just out of bounds. The Foreman, whoa. The scores table buzzed in, but no one saw it. The officials didn't see it. Wow. Final 25 seconds. Ryan Mack wanted to get his subs in the game, and the officials didn't see it in time. Final 15 seconds. Nearly an over and back by Delta. Foreman has it out near the center circle. He'll give it off to Sutherland. Sutherland on the dribble. The final 5 seconds of the game clock being burned down. Delta is going to win it. They're 22-0. The final score, Delta 69, Shelbyville 53. Delta is the outright conference champion in the Hoosier Heritage Conference for the first time since 1998. Well done, fellas. The Eagles have landed. We'll take a break. Back with the postgame after this timeout on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in Indiana are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. A wintry Friday night. A packed gymnasium in a tight-knit community. A shot taken. History made. A state of delirium? No. The state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit. Pure sport. Pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community. A 50-50 ball. An elbow to the ribs. A sudden flash of tempers. In sports, anything can happen in the heat of the moment. The Indiana High School Athletic Association reminds you that when cooler heads prevail, everybody wins. When the game heats up, will you keep your cool? This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
Everybody loves a good sports movie.
I've seen Rudy 10 times.
I love Hoosiers.
If there were a sports movie about steroids, it might be called The Myth, the Truth, and the Consequences. The myth is that steroids are good for your game. The truth is they're bad for you and the sport you play. And the long-term consequences on your health are downright ugly.
That's one movie I think I'll skip.
High school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in Indiana are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to Shelbyville High School. Delta moves to 22-0 with a resounding 69-53 victory over the Shelbyville Golden Bears in this one tonight. Delta led at the first stop 16-7. It was 37-30 Eagles at halftime. Delta expanded its lead to 53-38 in another lockdown quarter, an 8-point defensive quarter to take that 15-point lead to the fourth quarter. And Delta wins it here by 16 by a final of 69-53. Fantastic game. The fans got every penny's worth in this one tonight. If you're a Golden Bears fan, you have to take heart. You played these guys pretty tough. You put up a 30-point night on them from Zach Kuhn, and he did that in three quarters because Delta held him scoreless in the first. He had 19 points in the second quarter. Man, he got him close, but he couldn't pull them all the way by himself. And the kid who's going to West Point, salute to him. He played great, but his teammates didn't have enough to help him. And Delta goes home still with a perfect record. 22 wins, no losses for the season. They finish the Hoosier Heritage Conference race 7-0. Took on all comers, beat them all. With the loss, Shelbyville goes to a 500 mark, 10-10. They finish their league season at 3-4. Spectacular performance tonight by the Eagles. They're not number one for no reason. They're pretty doggone good in 2018-19. We'll take a break, come back to recap the unofficial scoring for you right after this on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
A crisp October evening. A stadium filled with fans. A pass-through. A journey completed. State of euphoria? No. The state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit. Pure sport. Pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community. The clutch shot. The timely hit. The perfect pitch. The heroic catch, the brilliant save, the photo finish. The Indiana High School Athletic Association would like to remind you that the biggest plays in sports matter little if you don't practice sportsmanship. Character counts. Practice sportsmanship. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Indiana high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
A wintry Friday night. A packed gymnasium in a tight-knit community. A shot taken. History made. A state of delirium? No. A state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit. Pure sport. Pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community. Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Indiana. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
We're back at Shelbyville High School. This one is over, and it belongs to the Delta Eagles. The number one team in 3A stays perfect. They defeat Shelbyville tonight 69-53. Delta had two of those lockdown quarters defensively in this game. They allowed Shelbyville only 7 points in the first, and they allowed them only 8 in the third. Roughly from memory, that's 40 quarters this year defensively for Delta, where they allowed less than 10 points. Talk about lockdown defenders. Yeah, you've got them in spades in the navy blue and gold and white for Delta. We're hoping to get Mark Detweiler up here briefly, but while we're waiting, let's go over the unofficial scoring. First for the Delta Eagles, Josh Bryan, 22 points, 21 for Brady Hunt, 13 for Tyler Wilburn, 10 for Josh Greenberg, 3 on a triple. That's right, a triple. Zach Garner from the corner for 3. Yes, he can shoot it. He just doesn't do it very often because they don't need him to very often. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scorers tonight for Delta, 4 in double figures. Connor Bedwell, Sam Cox, Dalen Case, Nate Sutherland, and the reserves played. None of them scored a point. For the losers tonight, Shelbyville, they put 2 men in double figures. Zach Kuhn had a great night. Finished with 30 points unofficially. Josh Williams, his backcourt mate, 11 points for the Golden Bears, but not much the rest of the way. Luke Asher with 7, DJ Kramer with 3, Garrett Davis with 2. Mitch Yen and Sherwood both played, TJ Sherwood, and neither one of them scored to round out the total. So, Delta does it again. You know, you think of that team in 1998. That was the last time Delta won an outright Hoosier Heritage Conference championship in boys basketball. None of these kids had even been born yet. That team finished 22-2 that year, and they got knocked out of the sectional by their arch rival Yorktown Tigers in that one in 1998. But this is a pretty good Delta team, and they're going home 22-0, and they're one more win away from a perfect regular season. And they've got one more game to play, and that's going to be against Burris next Friday night. And it's a game we'll have here on the Delco Preps channel. We're going to get Coach Detweiler. We'll take one break. Back with him in a moment on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel. Stay right there.
It's the kid in grade school who paints her face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountants and salesmen who give up their Friday evenings to referee.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
What makes high school sports here in Indiana so special? They do.
You do.
We all do.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Everybody loves a good sports movie.
I've seen Rudy 10 times.
I love Hoosiers.
If there were a sports movie about steroids, it might be called The Myth, the Truth, and the Consequences. The myth is that steroids are good for your game. The truth is they're bad for you and the sport you play. And the long-term consequences on your health are downright ugly.
That's one movie I think I'll skip.
High school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
Welcome back to Shelbyville High School. Brian Beaver joined by the happiest guy in town, Mark Detweiler, and his son. Congratulations on a great performance in a conference championship.
Thank you. Our guys really did, I thought, played well for 4 quarters, really. And, you know, we knew coming in here to get a win on their floor was going to be tough. And they shot the ball really well the first half. And you know, Kuhn really got going. He's a great player. He's just a great kid. I mean, I just love the things he does and how he handles himself. And so we knew we kind of had to weather that storm. I thought our guys did a good job of walling up defensively and not leaving our feet for the most part. And kept them out of the lane. I thought we did a nice job keeping them out of the lane, and we rebounded the ball extremely well tonight.
Unofficially, you held Kuhn scoreless in the first. He gets 19 in the second quarter. But after that, in the second half, you held him to 11. He finishes with 30. So your defense really shut him off early.
Yeah.
And did a pretty good job containing him late. And I think he got a little tired. He jacked up a lot of shots.
Yeah, and I think he probably got 5 of those in the last minute, you know. So
you'll live with that.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. So, you know, I thought we did make some good adjustments. Our guys locked in. I thought Josh did what he needed to do to get us off to a good start. I thought Brady Hunt was, you know, we told Brady going in this would be a night that, you know, I thought you could get a double-double. Get us a double-double tonight. And I don't know what he ended up on the rebounds, but boy, he was aggressive tonight. When he plays like that, we become a really special team.
Said during the broadcast, I thought this was his best all-around game of the season tonight.
I would agree.
He did a lot of things well.
Yeah, he really did. When he just plays, you know, and gets downhill, gets his shoulders to the rim, then that really makes him hard to guard.
Had him for 21 points in this one. Had Brian for 22. 4 of your guys in double figures, with Wilburn at 13 and Greenberg at 10.
Yeah.
You guys really are dangerous because you can't pigeonhole one guy defensively.
Exactly. And you know, we kind of turn Josh and, you know, Brian into a screener at times, and when he becomes our best screener, boy, it just opens up a lot of things for us.
Talk about what this means for your kids. You have the first outright title since 1998, 21 years. A lot of people don't even know what they were doing in 1998.
Yeah, exactly.
These kids didn't exist in 1998.
Yeah.
But here you are, 22-0.
Right.
7-0 run through one of the toughest leagues in this part of the state.
It's a tremendous conference to do that. You know, it's hard. It's obviously extremely hard to do. And since then, you know, with the addition of Newcastle, you know, that's hard to do. And so just a tremendous group of kids. You know, we've got a senior group that's just they're selfless, you know, and they just want they're each other's biggest fans. And we got seniors on the bench that don't get many minutes, and they're just all in. They're great practice players. They make each other better day in and day out, and that's what makes it special.
I know these guys mean a lot to you down there. What does this mean to you as a coach, to be coaching this group and doing something that doesn't happen very often?
No, and, you know, and it's hard to think about it while you're in it, you know, while you're in the process of it, because you're always thinking about next game and preparing, and you got to remind yourself to kind of be in the moment at times. We got to be in the moment and enjoy this. That's why I wanted to bring them back out and take a picture, because they need to be in the moment and appreciate that. You know,
absolutely,
because it means an awful lot. You know, it really does to do what we've done. And I'm just so blessed to coach this group of kids. They're phenomenal to coach, and yeah, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
That 98 team what, 22-2. You've already equaled them. You have another game to go next Friday with Burris, which we'll have here. Get the quick plug in.
Yes.
But your state tournament draw is on Sunday.
Yes.
A lot riding on that. But how do you let the kids enjoy this moment and then say to them, tomorrow we go right back to work and we're going to feel good tonight, but tomorrow it's looking at number 23.
Right.
Not number 22.
And we'll actually give them the weekend off. You know, we won't do anything with them Saturday or Sunday. We'll get together to watch the sectional draw, see, who we play, what night we play, and get ready for Burris for Friday.
Well, I see you guys giving me the hook.
Yep.
So I'm going to let you run and do what you need to do with the boys, but congratulate them for me and a lot of other people and keep it rolling.
Appreciate you coming down here.
We'll see you in a week.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Mark Detweiler, the head coach of the Delta Eagles. They win this one tonight, going away 69-53. What a phenomenal year they've had, and it is still going strong. Wouldn't want to play them in March, but that's why you line up. You got to keep winning on the floor. Hopefully they will for their sake. So that's going to do it for tonight. We appreciate you coming along. The final score for the final time in a game that Shelbyville never led, and it was tied only one time at 3-3, domination by Delta. The Eagles win it 69-53. For all of us at Beaver Media, I'm Brian Beaver. Thanks for joining us tonight. Come back again a week from tonight when we bring you Muncie Burris at Delta. Delta trying to finish off a perfect regular season at 23-0 next Friday night out in Royerton. Until then, enjoy the rest of your night. Go have a cold beverage. That's what I'm going to do. And until next time, so long, everybody.